in there. Okay, aloha there. This is Darcy coming to you today. Today, I'm talking a little bit about how if you've ever wanted to do a cleanse but didn't know where to start, um, that's what we're talking about today. And let me just get this thing adjusted. All right, okay, so my background isn't the best, but whatever. So I will see your swipe left to reveal comments. Okay, so let's see. We're getting ready to go. I'm trying to make sure that I have everybody here who wanted to be. All right. So if you can see me and hear me, let me know that you could see me and hear me. I just really want to make sure that all that is working well. Can you see me and hear me? Just make a little comment here. All right. Hi, Jay. All right. So today we're going to talk a little bit about if you've ever wanted to do a cleanse but didn't know where to start. So now first I wanted to say, do you know the signs and symptoms that you need to that you might need a cleanse? I did a little video about that recently, and I shared with you some of the quick signs and symptoms that you might have if you need a cleanse. So I'll talk to you a little bit about those right now. Excuse me. Alrighty. Who knows some of the signs and symptoms that your body basically shows you if you need a cleanse? Just type it in there. I see and hear you, Sandy. Hi. Thank you. Great. So we know StreamYard is working. It's a newish platform for me, and I, just need to check in. So some signs and symptoms that your body needs to cleanse. If you have brain fog, that's a really good sign that your body might have toxins. If you have a coated tongue, if you wake up and there's a coat on your tongue, if your tongue feels a little furry in the morning, that's another sign that you in fact need to do a cleanse. Now if you have a coat and a pair of pants and a tie, you really need to do a cleanse. So go ahead, pull out your mirror, take a look. Is your tongue coated? All right. Now, one of the other signs, and there are many, many signs, these are just quickly easy to, a way that you can quickly assess. Because in the Serious Cleanse, I help people to learn about toxins. I help to learn about toxins. Do you know there are 7 categories of toxins? And then I help people to cleanse those toxins from our bodies and track your progress as you do so, and prevent those toxins from getting into your body in the first place, because it's so much easier to prevent toxins than it is to cleanse them. Now, I will, on this call, on this Facebook Live, I'm doing a Facebook Live, by the way, to Darcy Frankel Facebook page, to Serious Cleanse, and to Hanalei Day Spa, as well as to YouTube. So if you have questions, make sure to put them in the comments, and I will, I'm going to give a giveaway to the person who has the best question. And here's the giveaway. You're going to get my PDF download, which is called 3 Things You Need to Know Before You Do a Cleanse. So let's get your good questions. This is Ask Me Anything, and I'm talking a little bit about if you ever wanted to do a cleanse, but you just didn't know where to start. So ask your questions, and we will make sure to answer them. Let's see. Alrighty. Oops. This is an example. Click. Okay. All right. So the 3 signs that your body tells you it's time for a cleanse. We talked about coated tongue, and brain fog. Now, the next one that I give is pain in the body. Sometimes if you have pain in the joints or different pain in your body, that's a sign that it's time to cleanse. So those are the 3 different signs that your body shows you that it's time to cleanse. Now, if you've ever wanted to do a cleanse, but you just didn't know where to start, so I have some questions for you. What are you cleansing? Do you know what you're cleansing? This is a very important thing. So some people say, oh, I feel like I need to do a cleanse, or they're perpetually cleansing. But you have to know what you're cleansing, right? Don't you? So my question to you is, what are you cleansing? Let's see if anybody has some comments. So what would you be cleansing? Do you even know? So I'll talk to you a little bit about the 7 categories of toxins right now. Now, like I said, there are 7 categories of toxins. These toxins, most of them are not naturally occurring. Some of them are naturally occurring. And these toxins build up in the body and they start to accumulate. Now, what happens is that we are exposed to toxins from every turn, there are so many different more toxins nowadays than we've ever in any point in history have been exposed to. It's important to really know which toxins we're being exposed to so that we can cleanse them, because you got to know what's going on there. So in a moment, I'll talk about the 7 different categories of toxins. But I wanted to just let you know that it's a thing and they're prevalent, and we're exposed to tens of thousands of more types of toxins than it ever before. There are toxins in our drinking, showering, and swimming water. There are toxins that are grown into and sprayed on our food. Think about it. There's toxins there's so many microplastics. They've done some studies and they said that most people drink the equivalent of are you sitting down, credit card. Most people consume the equivalent of a credit card's worth of plastic in a week, in just a week. GI tract. Okay, good, Kavita. And that's just one type of toxins. There are so many different types of plastics that we're exposed to. There's toxins in our cleaning products, in our body products, and I can just go on and on and on and on, but I won't. Yes, Kavita Patel, there are toxins in the GI tract. And that is called AMA. As you know, those of you who do not know me, I am a cleansing and rejuvenation specialist. I help people to cleanse. And I've been practicing Ayurvedic medicine for about 26 years. And so originally, the first type of toxin that we learned about in Ayurveda school is called AMA. AMA, A-M-A, not to be confused with the American Medical Association, of course. AMA is food toxins. This is our very first type of toxins when we look at the 7 categories of toxins. So AMA, and if you have pain or if you have a coating on your tongue, that is an indication that you have AMA. It's a very simple type of toxin. We can detect it easily, and we also, interestingly enough, create this type of toxin, and we can eliminate this toxin. So it's really easy to create, detect, and eliminate ourselves, believe it or not. Let's see. Kim Ione says, hi Kim Ione. Is it true that one should always cleanse their colon before the liver, kidneys, lymph, and blood? Well, that's a great question. Is it true that one should always clean their colon? So, this can be a little controversial, and thank you for your question. A lot of I sometimes get in trouble for talking about other things. Like one time I was saying Pitta people shouldn't do Bikram yoga, which is a truism, and a Bikram yoga teacher got really mad. So if you're a person and you're an exponent of some cleanse and I'm, saying some people shouldn't do that, well, I'm sorry. Hi, Auntie Charlotte. Oh my gosh, so nice to see you. Think about your questions if you have a good question. So is it true that one should always cleanse their colon before the liver and kidneys? So is that true? So what happens in the colon is literally just a type of stagnation. According to Ayurvedic medicine, we eat food, we're basically a tube, right? And we could have slow digestion, we could have quick digestion, or we could have balanced digestion, assimilation, and elimination. And so what happens is that toxins that are in the GI tract, it's really actually simple to enkindle and burn those toxins off, those that are in the GI tract, if you do have those. And if you do have those toxins, it's really easy to know, like I said, if you have food toxins, it's really easy to detect those, and usually we create them, and it's easy to eliminate those kinds of toxins. So if you wake up in the morning and you got a big furry tongue and you don't even want to talk to your partner, that means you have food toxins or toxins in the GI tract or the colon. And, usually that's due to improper food combining or eating too much or eating foods that are not appropriate for our body-mind type. Now, if you've seen my last webinar, who here was on my last webinar, raise your hand or just let me know. I talked all about Ayurveda and we did a deep dive. There's you could go to my YouTube channel, which let's post a little thing for that right here. Whoever knows Kim Ione, can you put the link for my YouTube channel? Can't, if you will. Let's see. Don't see the link for that right now. Let's see if I have it. So you could go check out that video. Oh, here's my YouTube channel. There we go. All right. Okay. Let's get this other banner out of here for right now. Okay. So it's important to so let's go back to Kim Ione's question. Is it true that we need to cleanse the colon first? So what happens is, the colon moves. So if there's stuff in there, it will be moving out. If you get the right amount of fiber and water and hydration, if you hydrate at the right times, and that's another one, take a look at that on my YouTube channel, the 3 best times to hydrate. So if you're hydrating well and sufficiently, if you have enough fiber and you're eating the foods that are good for your own body type, you shouldn't really have a lot of toxins in your colon. A lot of times these colon cleanses, I don't know, if you're eating well, I don't know, sometimes these colon cleanses can cause a lot of irritation in the intestines. That's what I've seen. But the 4 organs of detoxification are the liver, the kidneys, the skin, and the lymphatic system. So these things, these different 4 organs of detoxification need to be moving and fluid. In order to, for somebody to be healthy. What happens is that these toxins begin to build up and then they deposit in areas. So I'll come back to the 4 organs of detoxification in a minute, but I wanted to go back to the 7 categories of toxins. Does anybody know the 7 categories of toxins? Yeah, it's a thing. There are 7. I don't know, I might have been the first one to codify the 7 categories of toxins. Now, the first one is food toxins, as we mentioned. And the second one are toxins in the air, water, food, and medicine. Now, this is different than food toxins. So food toxins are toxins that we can detect, create, and eliminate our own selves. But toxins in our air, food, and water and medicines are a little different. Let me see if there's other questions. Okay, so toxins are in our air, food, water, and medicine are things like toxins in the air right now. We have all these fires that are happening on the West Coast. We send our prayers and blessing out to our friends, our family, our neighbors, our beloveds who are there. And so there's all these toxins that are being pushed into the atmosphere and pushed into the air from these, these fires. And on it, normally, without the fires, we have so many other types of toxins that we're exposed to. If you go into a store, there are many chemicals. Let's say you go to a clothing store. There are many different types of chemicals and things that are just off-gassing. Or a furniture store. Furniture has a lot of formaldehyde in it, or tires. You ever go, into a tire store and you're just like, oh, that's so strong. Well, these are all chemicals and combinations of intense chemicals that we breathe in. There's exhaust, there's, chemtrails from airplanes. So that's just a couple of examples of the toxins in our air, water, in our air. Now, in my Serious Cleanse 30-day challenge, I go through all of these toxins. As a matter of fact, in all of my cleansing programs, I go through all the different categories of toxins. You learn about toxins. I help you to cleanse them. You learn, you track your progress, and I help you to prevent these toxins from getting in your body in the first place, because it's so much easier to prevent toxins from getting in. All right, now toxins in our water. So let's talk a little bit about that. Who has fluoride in their drinking water? Yeah, because that's a thing. Just checking my internet connection. So there are toxins in our drinking, showering, and bathing water that we're exposed to. So this is the second category. For those of you who've just tuned in, hi. We're talking a little bit about the 7 categories of toxins. And by the way, I will be doing a webinar soon, and I will post a link to that below and doing a deep dive on the 7 categories of toxins. So you can see that here. This is a free webinar where I'm going to go really deep into these categories of toxins. It's September 18th at 2 p.m. So make sure to tune in to that. It's absolutely free. And I also have a fun VIP option with that too. So if you wanted to avail yourself of that and are interested in these 7 categories of toxins, to learn about them so you can then cleanse them from your body, this is do not miss this webinar. I will do a really deep dive and you will learn all about the 7 categories. And again, it's free. And there's a fun VIP upgrade. So, there's the link below. Go ahead and register. The first 10 people to register, and I don't know if we've hit that limit yet, but the first 10 people to register to my free webinar get free access to my upcoming group virtual cleanse. Bob, you guys should definitely do this cleanse. So there's that. Anyway, so let's keep moving on. We're talking about the 7 categories of toxins. I just invited you to the webinar, which should be listed below. Now, toxins on our air, water, food, and medicine. So toxins in our food. You might think, oh, I eat organic. I'm clean. Have a good clean diet. Well, did you know that they've done studies that show even organic wine has considerable amount of toxins in it? Yeah, it's true. Pesticides. Kavita, I will provide that link for you when the live is over. But actually, you know what? I could tell you what the link is now. We have it on our other. The link to go to my webinar, I will just tell it to you. And maybe can somebody type it in the comments for me? It's https://7toxins.eventbrite.com. Can somebody, maybe Bob or whoever else is on, can you type that into the comments for me, please, on my Darcy Frankel Facebook Live? Thank you so much. All right. So we're talking about the, let's see. Oh, sorry. I don't know what to say, Kim Ione, about sharing it. Yes, so Kim Ione says, is it true that one should cleanse their body every X amount of time if you believe it should be done for each of the organs? Thanks, Darcy. So that's such a great question, Kim Ione. Yes, it's true. We should periodically cleanse. And in Ayurvedic medicine, the times that we cleanse are the junction between the seasons. Why? Because during that time, the body, the junction between the seasons, it's called sandhi, actually. Sandhi literally means joint, like my wrist joint or my elbow, or the junction between seasons. It's a just like our body, this juncture can be a little unstable. And, we're moving from one thing, the hand to the arm. We're not totally in the hand. We're not totally in the arm. It's between. We're not totally in summer, and we're not into the next, to fall yet. So the junction between seasons is really the best time to cleanse, because we're using the natural movement that happens in nature. So that's one of the reasons why it's really, really great to cleanse at the junction of the seasons. And in Ayurveda, that's, what we do. We do panchakarma in between the seasons, and to eliminate the toxins that have accumulated during that point in time. That's why I offer my group, my virtual cleanse periodically. And I will put a little banner of that up here for you. The some of you could see that. Let's see. Oh, did I not? So I'm just clicking this. To Sandhi. Yes, it's a vulnerable time to get sick. It's true. It's true. All right, so if you go to the Serious Cleanse protocol, that is where we are going to be doing a virtual cleanse right here. And let me post this up for you right here. Okay, there you go. That one instead. Okay, that'll be fun. All right, so I've just posted, it's called seriouscleanse.com /group cleanse. It's, if somebody could type that into the comments on Darcy Frankel Facebook page, I'd be grateful. seriouscleanse.com /group -cleanse. Thank you. All right. So we're talking about the 7 categories of toxins here, and we had some great questions pop up, so I just took those for fun. Now, I'm just going to skip forward to the next category of toxins that are occurring in nature. So there are things like mycotoxins, mold, aquatic biotoxins, ciguatera, Lyme disease, lectins, animal dander. These are things that are naturally occurring in nature. This is category number 3. Category number 4 is EMFs, electromagnetic fields, which literally disrupt our mitochondria and wreak havoc in our energetics. People sometimes experience insomnia or extreme EMF sensitivity. So this is an important category of toxin to know about so that you can cleanse them and prevent it. All right. The next category number 5, is chemical, petrochemical, and heavy metal toxins. In my online course, we have a whole program where we do a heavy metal cleanse. Heavy metal toxicity is very prevalent in our environment. They use it in dental products. They've been spraying aluminum and barium overhead because of, for environmental reasons. We use, who uses aluminum foil here? If you use aluminum foil, you probably have a high level of aluminum. So the 5th category is chemical, petrochemical, and heavy metal toxins. It's really important to know about the toxins you've been exposed to so you can prevent them and cleanse them from your body. The next category are mental and emotional toxins. We have a whole lesson about this in my 30-day Serious Cleanse Challenge, which is an online program. And again, at the end of this, I will post all these links for you. The 7th category is bacteria, viri, yeast, candida, parasites, things like that. Now, these are frequently overlapping, and you can these 7 categories of toxins, you can see can have some overlap here, but this last category, bacteria, yeast, virus, candida, parasites, it's in anything in excess in the body is considered a toxin. So for instance, iron, you could have good level of iron, but more than that is considered a toxin. So it's really important to know the categories that we've been exposed to so that you can cleanse them and prevent these toxins from getting in your body in the first place. So I will be having a much deeper dive into the 7 categories of toxins. And if somebody could type that into Darcy Frankel's Facebook page, I'd be grateful. So it's https://7toxins.eventbrite.com. Hi, Lori. Maybe you could type that in. That is for my upcoming webinar where I will do a really deep dive into the 7 categories of toxins. And you can find all about which of the 7 categories you've been exposed to. You can find out all about the different categories of toxins. And just because I've had a few new friends hop on, hi Michael, hi Lori, hi Joe, I want to recap these 7 categories of toxins. So just to give you a little container, there are 7 categories of toxins. And we really need to know, when we're thinking about doing a cleanse, we need to know which toxins are we actually cleansing from, and what is our cleansing program going to be. So that's the topic today. If you have questions, please type them in the comments. I'm happy to answer them. So the 7 categories of toxins, and again, I will be doing a deeper dive very soon on my upcoming webinar called the 7 categories of toxins and how they affect you. Now, they are food toxins. Now, these are toxins that we can create, detect, and eliminate ourselves. Category number 2, toxins in our air, our water, our food, and medicine. We have toxins in our drinking water, in our showering water, and our bathing water. And we absorb 100 times more of these toxins than we ever can from, than what we can actually drink. So for instance, if there's fluoride and chlorine and you're showering and bathing and drinking and swimming water, when you go into and take a shower, you're absorbing 100 times more than you do when you actually drink a glass of water. So do you have a shower filter? Do you have a water filter? These are things that we talk about in my serious cleanse. Now, we're just dipping our toe into the 7 categories. Again, we'll go deeper in my upcoming webinar, and I will post that link on my Facebook page and do a post. And of course, I'm doing a mailing to all my people who are on my mailing list. The 3rd category of toxins are toxins that are naturally occurring in nature. Mycotoxins, mold, aquatic biotoxins, pet dander, even ciguatera, Lyme disease, things like that. Category number 4, electromagnetic fields. Now, these affect us, and we need to know how we're being affected by these different categories of toxins. A lot of times we have a handful of these, what I like to call causative factors in our, we're exposed to a handful of these causative factors, yet don't know. We have the symptoms, but we don't know what we're being exposed to. And so it's really important to know these different categories so we can know what we're being exposed to and cleanse them. All right, the next one is category number 5 is chemical, petrochemical, and heavy metal toxins. Do you use conventional deodorant? Well, there's aluminum in that. Do you use aluminum foil? Do you know that aluminum has an affinity towards the breast and the brain tissue? There are studies that show that the people who have a lot of these, different brain diseases, which are way more prevalent than were in the era that did not have these types of exposures, such as Alzheimer's, Parkinson's, that they have high levels of mercury and aluminum in their, in their bodies. So it's really important to know these toxins that we're exposed to. Mental and emotional toxins. I go deeper into this in my course, and again, I'll go do a deeper dive, but just to suffice to say, these can be toxins because we learn mental and emotional habits through the people who model them to us. Now, if we are, if for instance, someone in our family doesn't know how to handle anger or healthily process through an upset, we will inherit that because when we're little, we take on our parents' different emotional habits. If somebody taught us to suck it up, we might just never get used to having a good cry or expressing ourselves. So there are different levels of mental or emotional toxins. It's one of the 7 categories of toxins. And the last one is bacteria, virus, yeast, candida, and parasites. Now go ahead and ask your questions, please. The folks who are on, I really want to know what your questions are. We've talked a little bit about the 7 categories of toxins. I talked about the 4 different organs of detoxification. My big question is, what are you detoxing from? What are you cleansing from? It's really important to know, and that's why I talk about these different categories of toxins. Let's take a look and see, are there any other questions here? Well, hello, Jason Smith. Thank you for all your great questions, Jason. I appreciate you, Kim Ione, and everybody who has good questions. Let's take a look here and see. Sandy, whoever all's with me here. Okay, so let's keep going on, talking about the 7 categories of toxins. So that was, in a nutshell, the actual 7 categories of toxins. Now, let's see, what else do we want to talk about? We want to really talk about, if you're thinking about doing a cleanse, what do you need to consider? What kind of cleanse are you doing? What are you thinking about? Type your comments in. Who's thinking about doing a cleanse? What are you cleansing from? You might not know. Well, if you are on my StreamYard, if you're on Hanalei Day Spa or Serious Cleanse, I will post a banner here which will help you to understand my quiz. Where is my quiz? Let's see. I will post that later. All right. So I mentioned a couple things. You want to go ahead and check out my 3 best times to hydrate video. You also want to check out my Ayurveda, the last webinar that I did. Some great information so you could learn about your body type, because when we choose foods that are not correct for our body type, we create toxins. Now, the best time to actually cleanse is the junction between the seasons. I've been doing a virtual cleanse with folks every single month. So if you're interested in that, go ahead and IM me, and I will get you that information on our virtual cleanse. We do a 5-day cleanse. It's super affordable. It's about, I'll give you all the information there. You could also go to my Serious Cleanse /group cleanse. All right, well, I'm going to wrap this up for today. If anybody else, a couple more comments. Jason's watching. Thank you, Jason. What are you cleansing from? All right, any other questions? Thank you for those. Lori, do you have any questions? Do you want to come on screen and ask your question, Lori? I don't want to put anyone on the spot. You might be in your bikini. If there's no other questions, I'm going to wrap this up, and I will invite you to come check out my webinar. It's called The 7 Categories of Toxins and How They Affect You. And it's going to be Friday, September 18th. It's free, so you got nothing to lose. And you'll learn all about the 7 categories of toxins and how they affect you. Go to https://7toxins.eventbrite.com. Can someone type that in the comments, please, on my Darcy Frankel? It's https, ://7 toxins.eventbrite.com. Somebody could type that into on the Darcy Frankel Facebook page. I'd be grateful. Thank you for that. So that's the link to come over to my free webinar, Friday, September 18th, in about a week from now. Well, this upcoming Friday. So join me for that. We'll do a great deep dive for the first 10 people. Get a little prize, and I think I'm going to have to give I was giving away a free gift for the person who has the best questions, and you know who's getting that? Kim Ione. All righty. Well, so happy to see y'all here, and thank you for joining me. I appreciate you for your great questions. I'll look one more time and see new comment. Jason Smith says on our YouTube channel, says, how do we detox from cat hairs or cat dander? A good question. So that would be in which category of toxins? Jason, if you were here and heard about the 7 categories of toxins, that would be number 7. No, that would be number 3. Toxins naturally occurring in nature. Pet dander. So how do we detox? A lot of these things you want to support your immune system, Jason, and there are many different ways to do that. I think we've had a consultation before, and so you can support your immune system in the ways that I suggested that you do in our consultation. If you need to have a follow-up consult, happy to do that. I will provide the link for that right here. Here is my link for my consultation. Happy to give you a follow-up consultation, Jason. The other thing to do is to, clean, eliminate the causative factors. So a lot of times that is our approach. So Jason Smith, if you're just tuning in, Jason Smith asks us, how do you detox from cat dander? It's a great question, actually. You want to eliminate the causative factors, and you want to support your own immune system. These are really important things to do. And there's lots of ways to do that. I have other videos that talk about supporting your body and your immune system and eliminating causative factors as well. If you haven't checked out my YouTube channel, I will post a link for that here. Also, here's my YouTube channel, which is YouTube Darcy Iyer. Go ahead and find me. When you find value for any of these things, please like, comment, and share, because that helps me too. So thank you so much for that. If there's no, Kim my own, you're very welcome. If there's no other comments or questions or anything, I will wrap this up. And Kim Ione is the one who won. Thank you for your awesome, those were great questions, Kim Ione. And so she wins my PDF, my little ebook called the 3 Things that You Need to Know Before You Do a Cleanse. So I will, I'm pretty sure I have your email address, Kim Ione, so I will email that to you. Anybody have any other questions before I wrap this up? It's been fun to be on here with you today. Carla, are you still there? Jim, Michael, Lori, come on, you guys. Do you have questions? Sandy, ask your questions. Robert. All right. I hope I can see everybody's questions. Okay, so just to wrap this all up, if you are interested in more of what I have to share, I have lots of free as well as paid offerings. Some of the free offerings are subscribe to my YouTube channel, which is Darcy Iyer, A-Y-U-R, D-A-R-C-I, A-Y-U-R. And it always helps me if you please, share, like, and comment. That helps me too. Lots of videos just like this one. Great information. You could roll your sleeves up and really up-level your self-care. Go ahead and, binge watch those. All right. So there's that. There is, let's see, free and paid offerings. I have a free 15-minute consultation. I have a longer paid consultation. We have an upcoming group cleanse, virtual cleanse. You're more than welcome to participate in. A few of the people who have participated in them, let's see, Anya said that she lost 5 pounds, and Rodney said he slept like a baby. So this is going through my cleansing kit over 5 days, and I help you. We have 3 Zoom meetings. So if you're on here and you're interested in cleansing toxins, you want to check out my group virtual cleanse. I will post a link for that. So there's that. And then I have my webinar that's coming up called The 7 Categories of Toxins and How They Affect You. Thank you so much. It's been a really great, fun time for me on this Saturday, talking about different types of toxins. And thanks for joining. Looking forward to seeing you next time. Aloha.